Oh, it's that time of the month. It's FOMC week. All right, let's go. We also have big earnings, huge earnings. All right, keep this in mind. I'm gonna jump around a little bit. I have to kind of blast through this one because I got a big day today and tomorrow. And just follow me here. All right, so this is SPX, right? This is our fuckery line, our super overextended trend line. This is the one we want to keep, and this is the actual uptrend trend line. Let me zoom out for you, and you will see. So you follow. All right, so this is the uptrend line. Boom, boom. Another one goes way lower, but we don't need to focus on that. This is our current overextended uptrend line, and this is the max fuckery. This is the top of that, and we've gone above it. So I know bears are celebrating here, but the biggest sells we've had was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we blasted off close to the 21 MA. Keep that in mind. We still haven't touched the 9 on the daily. What am I looking for here? Well, again, our chart has been more right than any expert or analyst or Twitter guru or whatever. This has been absolutely awesome. I had a mixed week, very, very frustrating, and it happens. That's why I want to bounce back this week. What threw me off was Wednesday being the high and not Tuesday. That had me doubting this chart. So this day I was trying to play a reversal, and obviously this day played out. So it was just delayed by one day, which kind of makes me nervous going into the next week. However, I'm just gonna go ahead and make the assumption that chart knows better than me right now, and I want to trust it. So I'm looking for this to be an inverted head and shoulders, and I'm looking for NQ to rally hard into Microsoft and Google earnings. Okay? Follow me? Then we got FOMC. I think they're going to do their quarter point. If not, it's going to be a bearish presser. So I would rather them do a quarter hike and say they're not going to do any, whatever. I think this here, full moon is on Monday, August 1st. You know me, I play the rip into full moon. It's worked for me since September every single month. I'm gonna position myself the following way. Because we got core PCE coming out pre-market. Now, I don't want to get bagged on it being a gap down just in case they don't cook it. That's why I'm going to front run this move a little by taking Monday in the money calls right here. Then I'm going to wait and see. So if we get a gap up, great. I juiced. If we get a gap down, no biggie. I can start playing to cover these calls. But last time we had good data on a Friday into full moon. I think it was June. I got 1100% on SPY calls, and they ran 2000%. So, if this scenario pans out, it's gonna be my big trade of the week. I am gonna take Monday in the money calls, then I'm gonna take Friday in the money calls and out of the money calls, and leave some firepower to cover it. Okay. And as for this Monday, I'm approaching this week with I'm just doing 2 big trades and then I'll do scalping. So Monday I'm looking to catch late day reversal. Okay, now what does that look like? Well, we could possibly have started an inverted head and shoulders and come down to here, test this trend line, then reverse, maybe around here after a double bottom and start chugging up. And for Tuesday, then go a little higher and then either stay there or come down. And then we got those earnings. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. You can recheck this if you want. On SPY, I've put here, you can see it. Oh shit, let's not move that. You've seen that I'm kind of seeing if this is already the start of the inverted head and shoulders. That's what I'm looking for on Monday. Do we bounce at this trend line at 450? Do we go to the MA cross at 449.50? Or do we come down to 448.30? Under that, I don't want to see. Then we're gonna go down and start filling gaps already, which I don't want to happen, because that's what the bears are gonna target. Okay, but if they have enough juice to push this up here, why did I mention NQ? Well, because look, even the gap detector doesn't show it, but there's a gap here. All right, so I think the head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulders fills this gap. I've put an alert at, let's move that up a little bit actually, at 15,337. That's the gap fill. I think NQ needs to fill this gap. Then they might try to push for this. And that's really what I'm watching Monday. Are we just going to fill this gap, or is it going to crater all the way down to here? Alright, so QQQ doesn't show it, obviously, because it's got the pre-market shit going on there, but we're looking to come down a little bit. Alright, so pull up NQ so you can watch. We want this gap to fill and hopefully market hold, and then play this rebound that is from here to up to here with continuation the next day. How am I gonna play this? I'm gonna, again, same thing as I explained on Friday. I'm gonna take Tuesday calls here, probably QQQ, and SPY. Why? Because we're going into those earnings, so we're gonna get some extra juice on IV, because these earnings are obviously huge. Then our chart shows, and we got FOMC on Wednesday. I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe quarter point and good pressure, maybe no hike and bad pressure. We'll see. But I do think that PCE, just like CPI, is going to rally the market here. I am going to be watching for this low to play that and to play this. This is too risky for me to sit in puts. This is all down to what Powell and all of them do and the earnings and this and that. It's a very, very tricky week. I don't want to get bagged. I just want us to slow down this week and take really, really awesome plays. VIX still under 14. I mean, at some point here, it needs to decide what it's gonna do. But if we look on the daily, it's starting to print this, okay, which tells me the trend wants down again with the 9 crossing the 21. So everybody in VIX calls better watch out, because there's a good chance this shits the bed. Oil was rallying on Friday, so money was going into that. Bitcoin under 30. Dixie, major rally, obviously on the 1 hour. And on the daily, it wants that 21. So I hope it gets it. I hope the Dixie gaps up and gets that 21 on Monday. Because the 89 MA, which is the trend, is still going down. Now, with that said, here's the 89 MA. It's still going up. Has a lot of catching up to do here, so we need some consolidation. I just don't. I want us to have a green week. I don't want to get bagged. KRE, obviously, I had swung those. That worked out great, and then it dumped all day with the indices. Same thing. But look, the 80 banks are gonna be hot. Banks are gonna be hot. The 89 turning here is absolutely mega huge, because it has been going down since the banking crisis, and it is now turning around. All right, so we'll be playing KRE. IWM was not pretty. Nothing was really pretty on Friday. I still think money's going into here. Again, that trend line is like freaking kryptonite. Look, what we want here is we want the Stow to double bottom on Monday and reverse. And we want the MACD to reverse. And we want the RSI to do about this. It's always rallied off of these levels. All right. So that's what I'll be looking at. Market flow, very neutral. Both sides are in, which is a telltale of consolidation. But we can still have pretty a pretty good week, I think. All right, Vol D. You know, if that was a true sell-off, it would have looked like that. That's all I'm saying. I don't think. I mean, we could get a few more dollars down. I do think the chart matches up with a good scenario. Now the NAMO. You know, again, next time I say it's curling over, be like, yo, dude, it's freaking curling over. You said it. So, as you can see here, let's see how fast that can rebound. But I'm thinking if it can be a sharp move Monday, we should be good to swing from Monday to Tuesday. Where's that other thing? So yeah, none of this interests me. Obviously, KRE could go on all of these. Spotify had a huge move and slap on Friday. Visa credit cards has not been doing good because people can't pay their bills. Snap, I'll be looking for some crazy ass flow for that because that could be have a crazy move. I would think that Microsoft and Alphabet have good earnings. AI. But as you can see, you can post good earnings, but the market is already pumped so hard that the guide can be down, which I think will be the case. Boeing's going to be very interesting. I'll be looking again. If they keep loading these 220 calls, so we'll keep an eye on that. Even though, you know, industrials have had shitty earnings, this one's going to be huge. Okay. I would assume McDonald's has had good earnings. So not like any earnings I'm stoked about, because it can go either way, but I'm more stoked about Friday. The only thing that I don't like about it is usually oil sells off, so it would kind of have to be a tech rally, and then obviously Apple has earnings earlier. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. Man, I just have to mention that I would have made 54,000% on that. I'm really pissed off about it. Disney was getting moves in the close. It has been absolutely beaten down ever since they got woke. Looks like it wants to go. More so, I'm also looking at not Bed Bath and Beyond, but I had mentioned in the chat, keep AMC on watch. And again, I'm pretty pissed off about this because I would have taken it had I not made the decision after Friday's fuckery that I wasn't going to trade anymore, because those are going to open up 10,000%, right? So I missed two, so I want to catch the next one. What could it be? It could be SNDL. Okay. It could be GME. It could be Tilray. It could be Rocket. It could be Clove. It could be any of these shitty meme stocks. I still think Carvana will go higher. Very much so. I mean, the setup here, let's watch it if it starts gaining rather than dipping down. But again, I'll be a buyer off this level. Walmart was great, but We didn't make 160, unfortunately, but the gap up worked phenomenally well on Friday. But as you can see, there's just too much volume up there. But we caught that move. It was good. The thing that messed me up on Friday was I was in KRE, Walmart, Rivian. They all gapped up. But for some reason, the premiums were so whacked that I just didn't get a lot of gains. And then I was kind of fighting the trend. UPS up there. Hood, obviously one of the big memes that has already gone, but can see way higher. If memes start squeezing, Robinhood will squeeze, and it can literally go up to fill this gap. So this is going to be, I'm gonna be in Hood no matter what, because it can go at any time, and I think it's the company is getting better and better and better. The MACD is just off to the moon. So if this is a cup and the 9 catches it, this can go. Rivian, same thing. Oh man, I mean, I caught that gap up, sold, then I took them down here, rode all the way. I was up 100% on them. Then it crapped out. It didn't make the 26, unfortunately. SoFi had to move after hours. I'd be all over this if it wasn't for Joe wanting to cancel the student loans. Not talk about why college tuition is so high. LMT looks like he wants to go. It just doesn't trade like it used to. And this whole inverted head and shoulders thing didn't pan out either. Nvidia has crazy moves, is crazy to trade, not going to trade it this week. UPST can still go. I mean, it needs consolidation, and then probably at some point this week or next week off the 9, it's going to go and try to fill the gap. The most important trend line of the market is obviously Apple, and you can see why. Ever since the cross at 150, we've been going up, and we bounced off the 21 every single time, and it's got earnings. I would think that on Monday, I would like to see Apple hold 190, and then late Monday to Tuesday, start rallying, PPT style, off that 21. Okay, I'm actually going to put an alert here when it comes into these levels, just so I have it. All right, off of there somewhere. Okay, Tesla needs to fill this gap here, then it's absolutely gonna fly from this level and go close that gap. Okay, I'm thinking that's what it literally does in August. It's gonna chug down, chop down. Once they fill these gaps, or these gap bulls are gonna drive it all the way up there. So that'll be one of our main plays. So to recap, possible inverted head and shoulders. So then what we'd want to see is reclaim this trend line and down test this trend line and up. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Oh yeah, one more thing. All right, so as you can see, not a glitch. They bought the dip on SPY, so we could have a small gap up and then sell down. They were absolutely loading QQQ, then there was a sell too. They dumped IWM, so looks like IWM was the safe haven while they're doing this rebalancing. But you see, I mean, that's insane spikes right there. But they're not done until Monday, so you can see they dumped SPY, they dumped IWM, they dumped Dow Jones, they put it back into tech. And that's fine that they're scooping the shares, but they probably won't bring it up until they fill this gap with a breach of this trend line and then a sharp rejection to get these MAs to reverse. I hope this makes you understand that patience is key this week. And I would ask all of you guys, look, we can trade SPY and QQQ all we want, but the fact is, if memes are turning up, just put them on your screen. And there's so many of us, and if we all just, wherever you look to see meme, and I know some of you guys have mentioned the Momo scanner, keep an eye on it, post it in the chat, because once those gets moving, there's a move where you can, with 500 or $1,000 you can make 10-20,000. So it's worth a shot this week. And again, Tilray has earnings. They're probably gonna be shit, but on a good guide, you never know. There's a lot going on this week. Stay light. And especially on the memes, if we find anything cool, stay light. Go into it thinking, I'm just gonna let it go to zero. I mean, I wasn't in DWAC for a lot, and I could have made just ridiculous amount of money. That wasn't in the cards for me this week. All right. This earnings might be crazy. But solar has pumped in, so I've been in this when they had good earnings, and I just got my ass handed to me. This is not this is probably one of the trickiest earnings weeks I've seen. So I'm just gonna stick to my 2 indice plays and some memes, and maybe if there's absolutely, I remember last year I was in Honolulu. I'll actually be in Honolulu this week, and I was trading this earnings week with really good success, but last year was more of like, surprise beat. So the market was really digging it. We'll see. All right, with that, love yourself, love your family, and God bless, and let's all do our best this week on the train and have a great week.